Okay guys, welcome to day 2 of Fitmas. So we're on Pilates today. So we're doing it as interval style. We're going to have 45 seconds for each exercise. There's 3 per round. Warm up is the first one. And then 15 seconds rest in between. So bring yourself into your neutral stance. And we're just going to start with our shoulder rolls. So circling up and forwards and then back and down. So you can either keep your arms here or you can have your hands on your shoulders and you can do it here. And then if you want to, you can make these into really big circles. So you start with your arms in front and you can circle here instead if that feels good. So it's an inhale and an exhale as you're doing those circles. So either with your arms by your side, hands on your shoulders, or joining in with me on this one. If you're doing this version, keep your pelvis facing forward, but you're rotating your rib cage. So nice big circles here. Okay, from here, make sure your feet are underneath your hips. You're going to come down into your squat, stand up, and then bend to the side. And same on the other side. So squat down, stand, and then bend to the side. So when you're doing your squats, make sure you're sending your bum back behind you, keeping your knees in line with your toes. So it's a squat, and then a side bend. If you want to do both side bends, so you can do side, side, and then squat, that's fine. Oh, I can feel my bum after yesterday. Well done. So start to introduce the breathing here. So we're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Stand yourselves up. So feet still underneath your hips. You're going to float your arms and lift your heel off the floor. And we're going to alternate sides. So palms face in and you're floating up and down. If you want to make it harder, bring it into knee lifts. So it's exhale as you lift. No, is it? Exhale as you lift, inhale as you go down. It still feels like Christmas. So when you're doing either of these versions, imagine you've got a balloon on top of your head that's lifting you up nice and tall, and you're going to keep your pelvis level, so I don't want any hitching going on. So you float, and then down. So I'd say if that one's too much, just do the heel raises instead. You don't have to lift all the way up.
Take a 15.
So we're going to take a breather after this one.
In 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good job. Okay, give it a little shake off. So take yourself to the back of your mat. You want to have your feet back underneath your hips. If you're ever not sure how to do it, do your 10 and 2 like that. We're going to go into our roll downs. So standing nice and tall, take an inhale. As you exhale, chin to chest, fold the shoulders, follow the abdominals, and start to round down. Just go as far as you feel comfortable. Inhale when you pause, and then exhale as you roll back up. Keep your chin tucked in, let your head stay heavy. So it's the last thing to come off at the top. So imagine you're trying to get one vertebra down at a time. So it's chin in, shoulders forward, hollow the abdominals, rounding down. Keep your knees soft, I don't want you locking them out. If you want to hang on any point, then you can. So the next 2 parts of this are going to be add-ons or progressions. If it gets too much, just come back to what we're doing here.
Exercise 2.
So next thing we're doing is adding on the walkout.
3.
So stick with just roll down if you want to. So you're going to roll down on your exhale. You're going to inhale when you get to your toes. Exhale, walk out into your plank position. If you need to drop your knees, you can. Inhale in that position. Exhale, bum goes up towards the ceiling, walk your hands back, let the head stay heavy, inhale again at your toes, and exhale, round up. So don't forget those pauses. So you exhale as you move, inhale as you pause. So it's pausing at the toes, walking out. When you're in your plank position, make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders and everything else is in line. Next thing we're adding on, if you want to, is the press up at the bottom here. So it's a roll down on the walkout and then a press up at the bottom. If you don't want to do the press up, you don't have to. So keep going with your rolling down. I'm just going to talk you through the press up bit, so you're still rolling down and walking out. So Pilates press ups are narrow ones. So you have your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your pelvis under, elbows come into the side, come down as low as you can, and then pushing back up. So what we don't want is elbows sticking out to the side. They need to tuck in. You're coming down and push away. Even if you just do these really little top half ones, You can just be here, that's fine.
4, 3,
Bring yourself down onto the mat and just take a little breather. Okay, so we're going to do cat-cow stretch as our first exercise for 45 seconds. What a treat! So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're going to round your spine up towards the ceiling, touch your chin, and then drop your belly button down towards the floor, lift the head. So you're inhaling in one direction, exhaling in the other. So rounding as much as you can or as much as you feel comfortable. Oh, it feels so good. If you want to add a little wiggle, imagine you've got a tail, get rid of any tension out of your lower back. Oh, that feels so nice. So we're going to go into our Superman. So start to find the middle point. So we want to find the halfway point between the two where your back is flat. As you exhale, you're going to slide your hand away. Inhale, bring it back in, alternating sides. So exhale as you slide forwards, inhale as you draw back. Thing to watch for here, we don't want to be overreaching. So if you overreach, you'll need to drop your back, which we don't want. So everything here is going to stay nice and flat. So drawing your tummy in, make sure you're not sticking your bum out or rounding. So it's exhale as you slide forwards, inhale as you come back. If this one feels like enough, you're going to stay with this for the next exercise. If you want to add on, we're going to take the opposite leg out at the same time. Make sure you do the opposite, you'll fall over otherwise. So you're going to exhale as you slide hand and toe away, inhale as you come back in. Again with this one, make sure that you still keep in contact with the mat. So you're sliding away, inhaling to draw back in. Again with this one, don't overreach because I don't want any of this sort of like twisting and wobbling happening. If you want to do the legs but it's too much doing both, you could just do the legs, or you could do leg, leg, arm, arm, whatever you need to be doing. Keep drawing those tummy muscles in, then extending just to where you can reach comfortably, and then drawing it back in. Good job, keep going until he counts us down.
take a 15-second rest. In 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well done. Okay, we're going to lay onto one side. Doesn't matter which side, because we're going to do the other one next.
Get ready.
So lay yourself down so you're laying straight along your mat. You should be able to see your toes when you look down. Rest your head on your arm or whatever you've got there. Bend your bottom knee if you need to. We're going to exhale as you lift the top leg. Inhale as you bring it back down. So I've got a little bit of a bend in my bottom knee, which is going to help me with my balance. I want you to make sure that you keep your hips stacked, so you're not rocking forwards or backwards. And you're going to lift your lower waist away from the floor. So we're not sagging down here, we're going to bring our spine in alignment. Just check that you're not doing anything like this with your neck. The neck needs to be in line with your spine. So exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Don't go too fast or too high. We're going to add in the arm for the second one. Again with this, if you find a level that's enough, stay there. Bring the top arm out. As the leg comes down, the arm's going to go up. So make sure you're doing opposite. So one up, one down. Don't overthink it. Keep drawing your tummy muscles in, making sure you're staying in alignment so there's no like rounding going on. So leg down, arm up, and vice versa. So arm is just going up towards the ceiling. We're not going further back. We're just pointing directly up towards the ceiling. The final version of this one, I'm not going to do. I'm going to demonstrate, but it'll be too hard for me today. So if you're the same, you're just going to stick with this one for another round. But I will show you in a moment.
Exercise
So if you can, you're going to do both legs together. So both legs come up as the arm comes down. If it's too much doing both, but you want to do both legs, bring the arm down and just do the legs here. Alternatively, you could lift, and lower. Or just stick with me, and we'll just stick with the second version. So always choose a level that you can do well, but that feels challenging. So if you're wobbling all over the place, you're getting nothing from your workout. So you're better to do a lower level well, rather than a higher level badly. This should be burning by now. We've got a whole of the other side to do next. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, let him count down. Well done. Okay, roll yourself over to the other side. So exactly the same on this side. Don't worry if you feel a bit weaker on one side than the other. This side's been a little bit tired out from doing the other one. So into your position, bend the bottom knee if you need to, just the leg to start with. So exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Hips are going to stay stacked, engaging the tummy muscles to lift the lower waist off the floor, and breathe. So everything is switched on. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Good job. Ooh. So we're going to add in the arm for the next one. Just check here that your neck is in line with your back, so it's not dropping down or lifting up. You can use cushions or blocks if you don't want to rest your head on your arm.
Exercise 2.
Let's do the arm now. So as the leg comes down, arm goes up. Oh, burns. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Don't worry about which bit you're doing the breath on. Just make sure you are breathing, so you're never holding your breath during Pilates. Oh, it burns. Oh, I'm hoping you're hurting too. It's nothing personal. So we're going to add in that bottom leg on this next one if you want to. Remember, you've got the option to stick with this one or the first version. That's why I've got one leg heavier than the other. So if you're doing the next version, both legs go up as the arm comes down. Remember, you've got the option to keep the arm down and just do the legs, or you could lift, lift and lower, whichever one you want to do. Remember, you've also got the option to go back to the first one and just do the leg. If your leg's really sore, just do the arm. Just keep moving. Do something that looks like Pilates. So remember, these are always your workouts, not mine, so listen to your own body. So there should be a certain level of discomfort, not pain though. Oh, he is on fire. Oh, the guy's nearly there for this one. We're going to get a little breather in a moment. Let him count down.
In 4, 3, 2,
Oh, well done. Okay, roll over onto your back. We're going into our shoulder bridges. So we've got 3 more rounds to do.
Get ready.
So feet hip width apart.
Exercise 1.
Arms resting by your side.
4.
We're going to start by just tilting the pelvis back so you flatten your spine onto the floor, and then gradually start to peel one vertebra at a time up to the top. Inhale as you hold, and then exhale, roll it down from the top of your spine down to the base. So it's exhale as you tilt the pelvis, flatten the spine, lift the back of your pelvis off the floor, and then gradually one vertebra at a time to come to the top. Keep an eye on your knees, make sure they're not dropping in or out, and then rolling back down nice and slowly. Oh, I'm just going to shuffle down. So we're going to add in some arms on the next one if you want to. I think that's the next one.
Exercise 2.
Okay, if you want to, as you're rolling up, float the arms up over your head. Inhale as you hold, and then exhale. Start to round down first, and then let the arms follow. If this feels like it's going to cramp the back of your legs, just walk your feet away slightly, and that should hopefully ease it off. So floating the arms if you want to. If you don't want to do the arms over your head, you could have your arms crossed over your chest. That will just test your balance a little bit more. So be very careful on our third one, because it's got cramp written all over it. I'm not selling it well, am I? So peeling up one vertebra at a time as you exhale. Inhale as you hold. So if you're going to add on, as you do your inhale, hold, you're going to lift your heels, lower them back down, and then roll down. If you don't want to do one at a time, you can. If that just feels like it's going to make you cramp, then don't do it. So peeling up, as you do the inhale, hold at the top, lift and lower your heels. And then slowly rounding down, one vertebra at a time, until you get back down to the floor. So you should really feel this in your bum and your hamstrings to the back of your legs. So really squeeze your glutes as you're lifting. Lifting and lowering if you're doing that version. Make sure it's all nice and controlled. If you need to just go down to a lower version, you can just do a small version down here. Finish up on the one that you're doing. And then you can give your knees a little hug if you want to.
1.
And then however you need to do it, you're going to sit yourselves up. So we have one more that's a lot of exercises, and then the last one's all stretchy.
Exercise 1.
So we're going to go into our roll backs.
In 4.
So take hold of the back of, the back of your knees, sit nice and tall. You're going to exhale as you round your spine. Inhale as you hold it halfway. And then exhale as you scoop back up and sit tall. So really lengthen the spine at the top, and then round. So you're going to turn it into that C shape. Inhale as you hold it. Exhale as you scoop it up and sit nice and tall at the top. So with this one, it does get quite tough as we go through. So if you need to take it down a level, then just come back to this one. So when I say you hold your knees, you're not gripping on for dear life. You just got a loose grip here. Make sure you are holding the legs. We're going to add on to this one.
In 4.
So we're going to round back. Just keep breathing. Don't worry about when you're breathing. You're going to float one leg, then the other. Lower back down, and then scoop yourself back up. If you want to just do single legs, so you'd round back, you do lift and lower, lift and lower, that's fine. Make sure you're using your tummy muscles here. Your hands are just there to support, so you're not like hoisting yourself up. You're going to float one and then the other. So you should hopefully feel your tummy muscles working to stabilise you at the top. Our final exercise on this one, we're going to add our rolling like a ball. Be very careful, make sure there's nothing behind you. If you've got any spine issues, do not do this one.
3.
So you're going to let gravity do the work here.
3.
So round your spine, float one leg then the other, tuck your chin in, keep rocking back. Little pause at the top, and then lower the legs and sit tall. So key to this one is not to carry too much speed. So rounding, float one leg then the other, keep tucking your chin in, round your spine. And up. So if you go too fast going back, you're going to slam down in the front. You want to be able to get that pause here. So the key, really rounding as much as you can. So if you go back on a flat back, that's going to hurt. So if you don't want to do that one, go back to one of the other versions. This is the last of our exercises. We've got our stretches for the last round. Finish up the one you're doing. Have a quick little slump over. And then you're going to lay onto your back.
Get ready.
So you're going to take one ankle on top of the other knee. Let this top knee drop out. If you've got space, you're going to take your arms into a T shape. If you've got limited space, have them down. You're going to exhale. You should take your legs across to one side. Inhale back to centre. And exhale as you take them the other way. So try and keep your shoulders on the floor so they're not lifting. If you want to, you can turn your head and away from your knees. So you're hopefully getting a really nice stretch into your spine here. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Oh, feels so good.
Exercise 2.
Same thing, opposite side, just switch legs.
3. 2.
Top knee drops out and then just gently rocking side to side. So again, keep the shoulders down and make sure you're breathing. If you want to turn your head away from your knees, you can. Don't worry if you get any crunchy bits, hopefully it feels nice, not horrible. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. The last, it's not an exercise, it's a stretch. We're going to do our child's pose for 45 seconds to finish, so you can really switch off. You can even fall asleep if you like. Promise not to be too loud when we finish. So roll yourself over. So you can either have knees together or knees apart. Sit your hips back onto your heels and then reaching the arms forwards, drop the head down. And we're just going to hold it here. Feel free to walk the hands side to side if you want to. You're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. You're really letting your hips melt back towards your ankles. If you've got your knees wide, you should feel a bit of a hip opener as well. If it's more comfortable having your arms down by your side, you could do that. Go for whatever feels good. So a nice big deep breath.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well done.
You have reached the end of your workout. Well done.
So slowly sit yourselves up when you're ready. We don't need a cool down because we've done it. So let me know if you've done that one on the replay. Let me know what you thought of it. I would save that one and do it again. I think that was quite nice. And then I will see you for our session tomorrow. Have a good day.